All right. It had been a few years, trending on Twitter here, conspiracy theories there. Eventually, a Netflix documentary during a pandemic, which slightly began to inform everyone. But after a dull couple of years, make no mistake about it, suspicious deaths associated with Jeffrey Epstein are back.
Yes.
This guy was in the documentary, right? So he gets hanged or hangs himself in the same way as I'm in my makeshift studio on the road here in Arizona, winging it here with you guys.
I was about to ask if you were in Jeffrey Epstein's cell.
yes, I'm reporting live, actually. What the hell happened here? In France, not even on the U.S., this guy just randomly, commits suicide in suspiciously the same way Epstein does. And, oh, by the way, the cameras weren't working similarly as the same time as last time.
Yeah. And sorry, audience, I'm not here to look up the facts today, but I definitely wonder if their security, like how, I guess, just where the two prisons rank on a world scale of actual security. Because
sure,
how the fuck does it happen twice?
Was Epstein in Rikers? I can't remember. It was like, not just
I don't know,
run of the mill fucking prison. Let's just say, the conspiracy is real, right? Are the assassins just fucking with us? Like they're in his cell. They're like, hey, should we put his hand over his cock or something while we do this? They're like, oh, let's just hang him again. Like, what is happening here? Is this just so secret and there's just a level of society we don't understand to where people could just kind of get hit and okay, they'll trend on Twitter, but then life goes on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I saw a tweet the other day about this, and it was like, damn, sectors who sell kids to rich politicians sure do get really sad once they go to jail, huh? It's just like, I feel like when you have that much power, it's too easy to put a hit out on someone and get away with it.
Right. Like almost like, hey, as opposed to going to jail, I could get rid of my problems by, committing an even worse crime potentially, but just do it so in secret because I have fuck you money.
Yeah.
I wonder if Ghislaine's ever going to catch it.
I was just going to say, what is Ghislaine Maxwell thinking right now? Oh, there goes John. There goes John Luke.
They also, like, I really want to speak lightly about this, but they also
are
just...
we next? That's the other thing. Is it maybe because we don't want to find out what the fuck the answers are to this?
Yeah, you're asking the questions you don't want the answers to, type thing. No, I don't know though, because it does freak me out. Like they just dethroned or whatever Prince Henry, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it's like, is he on the hit list now too somewhere?
Because what if he flips? I think he got a settlement. So it was like you couldn't put him on the stand, you couldn't depose him, etc. So he gives them money, and she'll probably have to live with that for the rest of her life, but at least she'll have money for it too. Like settlements are a dirty business, but that's how it goes on. Yeah, I mean, anyone who has answers right now has got to be thinking, holy shit, what did I step into? I thought that was crazy though. That kind of just hit us over the head, like over a President's Day weekend.
Dude, I do think that it's extremely compartmentalized. Like, I do think it goes from one guy to the next guy. And then, there's a few people that know about it, and they know the game. If they spoke, they would either be defamed or killed. So
here's something I don't know about. Donda 2 is actually lit. What the hell was happening? This is so. First of all, I wrote down, the topic sheet. It was right after last episode. I'm like, Donda 2 is not going to streaming services, and I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, but it's like, okay, wait a second, is this smart? And now I'm seeing a trend on Twitter. He had another one of these live performances, and then you get Migos, you get Jack Harlow, and now all of a sudden, is Kanye back?
You get Drake and Future on a track with them.
It's crazy. I can't believe it. He totally flunked on Donda by having it released 6 months later than he actually said it was, and it was just him in a prison cell underneath Mercedes-Benz Stadium on a live stream. But this looked incredible. Doing push-ups in a mask.
It did look incredible, but at the same time, is it enough to get millions of people to fucking buy his stem player, or I feel like 90% of the people are gonna still pirate it.
So can you explain that to me? How exactly is he expecting you to get his music here?
Yeah, so he's not putting it on any streaming services like Apple Music or Spotify. He has what's called a stem device, which is used as like kind of a way for people to mix music, like isolate vocals and music, things like that.
Yeah.
But somehow I don't even know how this works. Apparently, the only way to get the album is if you have the stem device. I guess you can download it to that or stream it from that. But like I said, I don't know how that works. There's not like a screen on it or anything. So
I literally have him. Sorry, go ahead, Jack.
I was just gonna say he has. I doubt like that many people will buy it, like the mass, but there are some dumbasses out there, and he's already raked in 2.2 million in sales from it.
And me just like talking about it, like he is grabbing my attention, even though I'm like semi laughing at him, semi in amazement of what he is doing. But yeah,
here's my thing though. My thing is he got 2.2 million sales from the stem player, but how much money would he have made if he just fucking puts it on the regular streaming service? It's got to be more than $2.2 million. No.
See, and I think the layers behind this are like the overarching theme of this is Spotify and Apple Music just kind of, especially Spotify, just took over the music game where it was like, oh, all of a sudden every song in the world you could find. Before we would have to kind of download it off YouTube, through some third party converter to put it on our fucking, Apple Nano. Yeah, but so now it's like, and I think streaming services like take a good amount of the money from the artists. I was
gonna say maybe this is like his vendetta because he's always got
taking a stand as one of the richer guys who can.
Yeah, because apparently Spotify is like worse than Apple Music, but they don't pay their artist shit. But I mean, you got to think like when you get 1 billion streams, like how much money do you make? Like, got to be a shit ton. Like,
also, I've noticed people are like, "Oh, you got a Spotify now?" Like it's becoming the name of any sort of MP3 music player.
I'll never forget when I first discovered Spotify. I think it was my first year in college, so 2014 fall. And like my buddy just showed it to me, and I was like, "This revolutionized music." Like before, it was me and Brendan, fucking with hotnewhiphop.com and downloading it to our iPods. Now there was a place you could actually listen to rap. You could listen to certified throwback jams, and it kind of low key took over the game. But now, yeah, there's so much controversy around Spotify, and like, it's so popular now that people can attack it from so many different angles.
Mm-hmm. I think the funniest thing with the whole Donda 2 thing is the screenshot Soldier Boy posted that he got kicked off Donda 1, and then Kanye texted him and said, "Don't ever speak about me and my wife again." And then he said, "What are you talking about? You're lame as fuck." And then the next text was, "We need you on Donda 2. That's fire." And Soldier Boy was like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
I would have on it. What if he went, "I'm there"? He's just automatically like, "Yeah, I bet." Yeah, stem player. I had Kanye sending us a CD-ROM via carrier pigeon after we Western Union him some money. Like, why is it so difficult? But as you guys said, yeah, maybe it'll pan out. And I think he is making a statement because I didn't expect, it kind of was the trending event of the weekend or whenever it was in Miami, right?
Did you watch the part 1 of the documentary on Kanye?
I did not. It is a Jack D selection of the week, but do we have some thoughts there already?
Me and Jack and I watched it. It was cool. It was kind of a little bit slow and boring at times, though. I'm excited for parts 2 and 3 when it gets deeper into his career, when it kind of gets more exciting.
Like they're building up.
You definitely got to be like a true, like, because it's not like it's like how documentaries are set up where they like interview people and stuff. It was like this dude literally like who hosted this like network TV show, like met Kanye and was like, "This dude's going to be a fucking star," and just followed him around for 20 years and just recorded everything he did. So it's like home movies.
Right.
Yeah. Like started in like 1999, I think.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, but it is cool seeing him like when he's like in his mixing like All Falls Down and stuff like that. Like or like songs or Jesus Walk.
Jesus Walks.
Cool watching. Yeah. But part 2 and 3 will probably be better.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out. Like I've always been, when Kanye came out and he gained, it's funny how he has kind of spanned our growing up. Him and Drake, like, good God, how old was Drake when he finally came on with Best I Ever Had? He's been in the game, running the game for so long. I mean, people will say what they will about Drake, but he's been in it forever and he's still as popular as ever.
Yeah. And he was on Degrassi before that.
Right. Yes, correct. So I'm in Zona. Speaking of, following around, I've got this 4K camera's crazy. I've got some crazy shots of golf, tennis, you name it. I'm going to the Yotes game tonight. And it's speaking of picks of the week. This is, you guys are all up to the Jack D selections are always up to date. I always like kind of going back. So here's one that maybe you guys have seen, maybe you haven't, but I was pleasantly surprised. Like this trip started out perfect with the trip from Minneapolis to Phoenix is like 3 hours. So you can watch a movie, it had the TVs. I throw on the Magnificent Seven. Pleasantly surprised. It was great. It was I gave it an 8 out of 10. Action Western, quick paced. You have Chris Pratt, Denzel. It was an incredible cast, and it was just like, damn, it's hard to make action nowadays that isn't like cheesy as fuck, and let alone a Western. Oh, it's perfect start to my vacation.
Funny you say that because I turned on the TV yesterday and Magnificent Seven was on, and I was like, I don't want to watch this. I turned on the Mizzou basketball game instead.
Was that much better? Come on.
No, it was not. So I got to revisit that.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that.
I remember when it came out a couple of years ago, and I'm like, Chris Pratt and Denzel doing a Western. It was Ethan Hawke's in it. Like it was fantastic. I couldn't believe it.
I get that mixed up with the Hateful Eight.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But how could you? The Hateful Eight is, that's a Tarantino classic. Yeah. You gotta know Tarantino.
Right.
I've got an important question. So I started out with a good movie. I've been eating so damn good out here. I'm talking solid shits, which is always great on vacation. Whataburger or In-N-Out?
I've only had one.
Really?
The quality of burger is better at In-N-Out for sure. However, Whataburger has a much more extensive menu. If you want like a chicken sandwich, also the fries at In-N-Out are god awful to me.
Yeah,
Whataburger's fries are also kind of bad too, though. So
yeah. Well, you guys have it in Dallas. Do you have In-N-Out there, like In-N-Out, Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have it in Dallas,
but we have but it's Whataburger's way closer to us.
Sure.
Yeah, but I guess I would give In-N-Out the edge just a tiny bit, just because their burger is so good.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Which one have you had, Alex? Have you just had Whataburger?
In-N-Out. I haven't. They got like a couple opening in KC. I think the Whataburger. So
they do.
I'm about to try it.
Mahomes partnered with them.
Dude,
that's smart.
Yeah.
It's like Portillo's, right? They've been branching out ever since it was like a local delicacy in Chicago. Now there's one in Minneapolis, and
no way, there is.
There is, yeah. I get a DoorDash to my house. It's gas.
First time I ever had it was straight off the plane on the way to your wedding, and it was fire.
Yes, dude. I mean, it's I forgot. Maybe Joey said it. It's a place you just got to go sometimes. It's so cool on the inside. Maybe Drew said that. Yeah, adventure. I did not realize how awesome the One Bite app was until I pulled it up today. You know what I'm talking about? Dave Portnoy's pizza review app.
I didn't know there was an app for it.
Dude, not only that, it's like it's a community review board on top of his reviews. So I pull up a place, I'm like, I love pizza, but it's got to be good, So it's reviewed pizza anywhere you go, GPS, no matter the city. And it's just community ratings just solely on pizza.
I'll have to check that out.
Can people leave like comments and like paragraph reviews, or is it just stars?
Exactly. It's stars or reviews, paragraph reviews. It's basically like I guess people that know of Barstool who like pizza, like a pretty broad audience there, pull up the totally free app and you could just literally see pizza. Like it's worked out great here in Phoenix, where I'm like, what even style is the pizza out here? But I found some bomb ass shit.
Dude, in Denver, it's everything. Like it's one of the few apps that everyone around here wants to be like rated high on.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Does Denver have pretty good pizza?
See, that's the thing is it's all over the place. Like there's several Detroit style spots that I like
Detroit
would
is hot right
suggest.
now.
Yeah, and then there's a couple like there's a place that's been here for over like 60 years, a block from me, and it's kind of like your big greasy slice, but it's less greasy. It's they've kind of figured that out. So yeah, that's pretty fire. But so anyways, it's all over the place. But what I've like noticed is if it's a 4.5 or higher, it's probably a go-to. Or like that's at least on Google reviews.
Right. Yeah. I was looking, so this goes all the way up to 10 on the one bite. So I was kind of like, God, I had a pizza 2 nights ago that was a 6-7. And I'm pretty picky. I was like, this is a fucking 7-8, you know, like, and then I was like, God damn, I was looking all the way up to 8th. I'm like, I can only imagine what this is right now.
Yeah.
I'm always a New York guy. You mentioned that. I like when you could put a nice good napkin on top of the pizza and it's just soaking. It's just soaking as you pull it out. Give me some grease.
It looks like you just ran it under a sink.
And then I just suck on it for a few seconds. Did you guys see that video I sent you of the guy literally playing in the metaverse on a 360-degree treadmill like Ready Player One?
That looks fun as fuck. That looks so fucking fun.
So that's going to be the future, you know, like growing up, we go home. Okay. You know, after school, we turn on the PS2 and we'll game for a little. Now it's going to be, we're hopping on our 360-degree treadmills and it's going to be, it's epic. Dude, I saw the power in that guy. Like he was looking at his hands, like as he was doing stuff in the metaverse. And I was like, this dude is experiencing something I've never got to experience in life.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's honestly probably good for like exercise and fitness.
Yeah,
too.
like
Peloton. Instead of just sitting on the couch, I mean, you're moving your body.
I didn't understand I didn't understand how it was. I was trying to watch it. Like he was literally like, it was funny when he was actually walking. He was like just kind of like limping forward.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I was just gonna say I just told D that the other day ago. Next thing you know, Peloton's gonna be like if they were smart, they'd be investing in that sort of treadmill device. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, they got some shit to figure out. They just fucking laid off like 2,000 people.
I've heard rumors they're gonna, that the trajectory of that company has been fascinating. They might get bought out now that they just kind of overextended themselves. They went public too big, too fast, and like shipments were late for 7 minutes or 7 months, etc. And now they lay everyone off because they grew too fast. So Amazon might buy them for cheap and
they just brought in the CEO who flipped Netflix from like not a profit to like 2 billion or whatever.
Like what are there just whales kind of just going around ready to save companies? Like I don't understand that ingenuity. To where you can create something that is, you know, like the iPhone, where it's inseparable, or even the fucker that made those things that keep you from burning your hands on a coffee cup. Why can't I come up with that?
It's just like Barbara, I think, from like Shark Tank or whatever. She always says, she's like, I honestly was like a D+ student, blah, 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 blah. She goes, but I figured out real estate and that made me enough connections, and then she could throw her money at people she knew or trusted, I guess.
Yeah, this dude went from CFO at Netflix to CFO at Spotify to now CEO at Peloton. So
that's a hell of a record.
He's flipping he knows how to make them profitable. So it'll be interesting to see.
That is interesting. Speaking of real estate, Alex, you possibly, if you have an announcement here for the people, no worries if not, but you are looking to leave a rather expensive piece of real estate in Denver, are you not?
Yep. Nope. Today marks the day where I quit my job. On to the next job.
Quitting season.
Yeah, quitting season's in. It's hot. No, so I am moving to Missouri. Figured it's the right time, right place I need to be, and it's kind of like a joint decision between me and Darian, of course. And yeah, dude, the real estate, that's like when I was talking to bosses or superiors at work, I was just like, at the end of the day, I was like, why would I not move to a better cost of living? Like, it is getting out of control.
You could get such a nice house in Missouri for like a reasonable price. Like that's the one thing I always noticed when I lived there. Brandon, what's up with? Are you still doing well on the house that you bought there and are currently renting out?
Yeah, I mean, I knock on wood, my tenants have never texted me that anything's wrong. It's been about, I don't know, 6 or so months now, and they
Checks
pay
are
their
clearing.
rent. Pay their rent a few days early every month. So
Exactly.
I'm digging it. I'm about to text them here in a couple months. Be like, hey, you guys want to renew this?
Yeah,
You
no
good?
kidding. I've been meaning to ask you about that. That's a great, you're basically paying for yourself to live in Dallas, right? Because you
I mean, I'm not making that much money off of it just because I didn't put a whole lot of money down when I bought the condo.
Sure.
But I'm still making like, probably a couple $100 a month off of it. And on top of that, they're paying my mortgage. So when I go to sell it, like, it's just going to be.
Oh my God, that's a great asset. Yeah, that you have.
Yeah.
That's exactly what like we're trying to get in. Oh, not necessarily just that, but that's exactly why we're moving. Is I'll be able to hopefully save up a chunk of change and be like, hey, my boy Brennan, tell me how to buy a house and make some extra dough.
Yeah.
So this is a great phenomenon, and it's one of our friends asked the other day is like, well, they had this discrepancy in this debate is, do we want to spend for a wedding or for a house? And I was just kind of like, it's a no-brainer. Go for the house. Like, even if it means putting off a wedding for a year, just think about the weddings, snap of a finger and it's over. It'll always be a memory you'll love and cherish. But a home is, one, a great investment. Two, the place you get to go home to after and relax after your wedding. Like, I don't know. I think it's just a no-brainer there.
Yeah. I mean, I'd agree.
I agree 100% because like you said, you're going to live there for a while probably. And it's it's a very likely an appreciating asset, which there's not many of those.
No kidding. I am binging Bosch right now. If anyone has seen that, very entertaining. It's on Amazon Prime. I think it had like a 5-season run from like 14 to 20 or something. It's kind of like a more mature, not network television version of 24. Like it's TVMA, LA Cops. It's fire. So that's my Dylan C pick of the week there. Again, I'm a couple of years behind. Okay. Euporhia this weekend was a piece of art. I hadn't seen anything like it where they were breaking the fourth wall. They were putting, I was like, really, a Lexi episode? And then all of a sudden it was just, she's putting on a play. The story's revolving around it. It's one's in the present, one's in the past. I thought it was nuts.
I get that. I can see that. There were parts of the play that were cool. I like that. My problem with the episode was, though, with it being the play, a lot of it was just recapping like what has already happened before.
Sure.
Like the story didn't progress too much at all, other than what's going on with like Fez. And that barely progressed.
They teased us with it.
And we're on the second to last episode. So I'm like, come on, I want to see some action here, not just recap.
And
I wonder if there were aspects of the play that was cool. The like fucking dance when they were impersonating Nate and they were I thought that was very good.
I had never seen anything like the show. I haven't seen anything like it on television, but it's just crazy what the lines they'll cross. And I'm like, oh my God. First of all, what school is not stepping up there and stopping that play as soon as that dance starts?
What school has the fucking budget for that shit? That shit is
rotating lockers. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, like no fucking school play.
I was like, holy shit. I totally underestimated like Lexi as a character, like Maud Apatow as as an actress, like so much there. It was crazy.
But I wonder if to be continued, if the whole fucking next episode is still going to be the play, or if it's going to end.
Season finale, right?
Yeah. So I don't know.
How about Gemstones? Right, we've got a season. You guys caught up on Gemstones?
I need to watch season 2.
So my dad, a guy who rarely checks out today's television for somehow, I think he's a big Danny McBride fan. He's caught up on Gemstones. So we were both in Arizona. We both watch it, separately. And he's like, what are they doing? It's like, they're trying to turn it into like an action show, like towards the end of season 2,
Season 1 was pretty funny.
Yeah.
What's it on?
It's on HBO. Yeah.
Okay.
That's another one for you. It's the list. I like it how it's kind of cool that they both come out on the same day in the concurrent new season. They're both pretty popular. Did you guys hear about the drama not off the court, but behind the scenes on Euphoria?
with Kat.
I mean, I've heard that like Nate and Zendaya used to date in real life, so they don't like each other.
I didn't hear that.
I did not know that either.
And that Jules also strongly dislikes what's his Nate, the guy who plays Nate.
Jacob
Elordi, right? Or
Yeah.
It's like
Or-
Jacob Elordi. But I think that's really all I've heard.
Really? I did
So-
not know any of that.
Well, I always see TikToks of like people like, you know, filming Jacob Elordi just like doing whatever, you know, and like someone was filming on the street and he's just walking with a girl and you just hear him go, don't look at him, as they're just like walking by. What was I just gonna? Oh, so what's happening is it was like a Daily Mail piece or something, you know, like I was like, is it clickbaity? But basically, the chick that plays Kat, Barbie Ferreira, who I looked it up, she's not related to America Ferreira.
Which you could see that. It
True,
could-
Ugly Betty. I was like, wait a
Yeah.
second. I was like, hold on. She was basically pissed that her character, how she turned out this season, and she felt that she wasn't getting enough camera time.
Well, she also hated the trajectory that she's just become.
Yeah. Which is like, do you get to decide after you had a popular first season, now you're popular, how your own character's going to go?
They're saying that's why she's not really like, he's cutting all her scenes, and that's why in just the play she was just like dancing, and they didn't do like a little hard on her because he's cutting.
That was the most random shit I've ever seen with her just dancing.
I think he's just
while
saying
other
fuck
shit was
you
going on.
because she hates that her character has become that. So that's literally all he showed was that.
And it wasn't already in there. He just picked it up off the cutting room floor. It's like, here you fucking go, Kat.
Yeah.
Here's your scene. No, but this one is baby was like, oh yeah, where is McKay?
Yeah, he's gone. He's at college, I guess. But I mean,
But he was in the first episode, and
you're right.
he was only. In
Oh
the first
yeah,
episode.
McKay. Yeah.
He was only in the first episode just for Nate to steal his girl, make fun of him, and then take the girl who just aborted his kid. You know, like that storyline was completely gone.
Huh.
Yep.
And people are like, wait a second, what's going on there? But then it's like, wait, they're like one of the most diverse casts ever, you know, and regardless. So it doesn't make sense that they would like purposely write out the only black kid.
True.
But yeah, like he was just, like, if he wasn't in the season at all, okay, but they just threw him into that party season 1 where he's just like following people around, and that was it. Maybe he makes a surprise return.
I can see that.
All right, last question from me as kind of a philosophy question here, and then we'll get to the tea with Jack D as we get you the Wingin It episode here from my makeshift Arizona studio. Do you prefer a slow burn, not necessarily a slow burn, but like leading to a longer drunk, or a quick binge trying to get drunk faster?
Probably a slow. I feel like if I do a quick binge, I just end up passing out or something.
Was that our mantra, and was that only a college kind of facet where you're...
I think that was a younger thing for sure.
Yeah,
But
like
I guess
how
part
fast
of
do you
that-
drink this fifth, like type thing.
Yeah.
And I think hard liquor plays a part of that, you know, like, because some people could be like, oh, you know what, I'm going to throw a whiskey minus the rocks here to get things going. I'm always like, you know, I don't care. Give me a light beer. I'll get myself there the hard way.
Yeah. I mean, I still enjoy liquor a lot, but it's just kind of like Jack said, no one's doing that. Oh, watch how many shots are in a row I can take anymore.
Yeah.
Bullying you. Hey, take a pull.
Or like
Yeah.
certain situations, like Saturday to pregame for Mardi Gras, I'm sure there'll be some liquor involved.
Yeah. Are you guys hitting to STL?
As long as the
Our
weather holds
flights
up.
don't get canceled.
Yeah, it's snowing here right now.
That's right. In Dallas or in STL?
Both.
Both.
Really?
This
Yeah,
city shuts down. They canceled my fucking haircut today because of it. And it's like not even bad, but they don't have.
Dude.
Well,
anything.
the issue is they don't have salt trucks here. So
Yeah.
like
They're
if it
like
snows,
totally
like even if it's only like a half an inch, like it ices, like it does actually get kind of bad.
So do you guys
Yeah.
all have like snow days? It's just like, hey, work from home, basically.
We work from home.
Yeah, we both
regardless,
work
so.
from home.
Right, for sure.
But they like fucking last time it snowed an inch, they closed the gym for 2 days. Like, dude, come
That's
on.
so
just get some
dumb.
Salt out there. Yeah.
Weak.
And I might shock you guys, but Denver doesn't even use salt. It's bad for the environment. So we only use sand, if anything.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
So is that a good alternative?
No, like, because like today I woke up and there's a good 2 inches and we just all drove through it to work. Like
Right.
everyone's just used to it here.
And
it's
then what's the
funny.
temperature like? Denver's climate fascinates me because doesn't it like melt when you like get up to like 60?
Yeah. Right now we're in February, so we're in winter, right? So like this past 2 days it has been like 4 and 9 degrees. But otherwise, typically, like Saturday it was 60 degrees here in Denver. So yeah.
Does it get super icy there?
No, that's the difference. Is like
Yeah.
all of the snow is so dry and powdery.
Powder, yeah.
Yeah. So like when you drive like to work today, actually, so that was weird. I was driving to work today and Highway 70 westbound, like flat as can be, is shut down, and it looked like they just couldn't clear the snow. So I don't know.
All right, let's get caught up with the tea with Jack D here. Interesting week of events. Let's see what we got this week.
I honestly only have some brief stuff. It's kind of more fast.
Let's do it.
facts
I mean,
this week.
I'm just happy to get an episode together. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the audience. I was kind of thinking about bagging it maybe since I'm on vacation, but solid episode. Let's wrap it up with a bang.
So yeah, this is more just kind of some like informative stuff I saw that is kind of just interesting. A student had to have his legs and fingers amputated after eating leftover tainted Chinese takeout that like spread to through his system and
Was it
caused
salmonella?
it says it was a freak accident that happens in a perfect sequence of events.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
would,
pork, uncooked pork is always,
yeah, that would suck.
Wait, hold on, run that back. It was just his legs and his fingers?
Yeah.
Why did he keep his arms?
I don't know. It says organ failure and skin modding, whatever that means.
Skin modding.
Yeah.
Christ.
The U.S. Coast Guard finds $1 billion worth of cocaine and marijuana, 54,000 pounds of cocaine and 15,000 pounds of marijuana on the coast of Florida.
And like the drug cartels are probably like, oh, did we lose some this time? Oh, all right. Like that's such a tiny drop in the bucket for them, probably.
Yeah.
Well, and they always, the media says it's $1 billion, but like, what they took home from that might have been maybe 200 mil. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so different.
And shit like that like makes a DEA agent's like career.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got this. I got this huge haul. What do they do with it? Do they just
get commission off that?
That's what I'm saying.
If there's cash on board, they might.
They might.
But isn't like some of it evidence, or do they just all flush it, or or is their New Year's Eve party just fucking lit?
I guarantee, dude, that someone has to be using that. Like they'll probably dispose of most of it, but
right.
Come on, you can't tell me no one in there is using some of that.
And how much cocaine? Where are they going to put that? What they just see. Yeah. Hey, I'll get rid of this. No worries.
Yeah, I don't even know how you could fit all that in an evidence room. Like,
or in the police station.
Yeah, like
maybe they just park. They might just park it in the fucking bay.
Yeah,
like
literally.
Like, all right, 2 cops.
All right, we already talked about Epstein's friend. There was
so crazy.
There was a baby born yesterday on 2/22/22 at 2:22.
Were people losing their mind about this? It's like, all right, it's cool. Someone sends me something. They're like, dude, this guy on Lille against Chelsea today, he was born on all this shit. I'm like, you think we should bet it? I'm like, this seems like kind of a reach, all these things just because he's born on. Okay, and he wears number 22. Okay, great. Dude, of course they could shut out.
People were hype yesterday about that shit. It's called like a palindrome.
LeBron was hype about it. Aaron Platts was hype about it. It was a Tuesday.
Yeah, it was. Queen Elizabeth has COVID and she continues to recover, but this tabloid today blasted out that she died. And like a bunch of people believed it for a little bit, but was false, but she does have COVID.
Yeah, my dad, like, he got like a chuckle over this. It was like the first thing he said to me. He's like, "Wouldn't it be crazy if Prince Charles gave Queen Elizabeth COVID?" I was like, "What?" You know, it was like, I was like, "Hello." But yeah, it's great. I mean, she's so damn old. Like, good God, like that's kind of scary, you know?
Yeah. Kanye's back with a Kim 3.0. This chick that looks just like Kim that he's flying around with. Her name's Cheney Jones, but dude's cheesing ear to ear with her, and she does look just like him. So,
Really?
yeah.
How do you spell Cheney?
Chaney. She looks like her in this picture of them two together. I don't know about if you look her
I
up.
saw an old school video of Kim K, probably from her reality show on TikTok, just circulating. It was like, you know, Kris Jenner opens the door, and it's just like Kim flustered. She looks super young, and she's like, "Do you have someone in there right now?" She's like, "Yeah, it's Vegas." And I was like, "Okay, Eddie play." But that had to have been before Chris Humphries. Like, maybe that was during the Ray J area.
Maybe it was. So Aaron Rodgers went on a today cleanse and came back and said his first thought was extreme gratitude, which is not usually his cup of tea. And he posted this long ass Instagram thanking everyone in his life and wrote this long paragraph to Shailene Woodley about how he kind of still loves her and all this shit. And
yeah, wait a second. What was this? Like, I feel bad for Pat McAfee. I mean, I feel great that dude is kicking ass, but like Rodgers is kind of using him. Like, I saw tweets, it's like McAfee and the boys licking their chops knowing they got the Rodgers news. And then all he did was come on and just spew bullshit for 20 hours. This Pat's like,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything except, that bizarre post.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder what kind of cleanse he went on or what that even means.
I don't know. Ian, what do you think he means?
And last thing I have is that they announced the date for Final Ozark, April 29th, part 2 of
Oh shit, okay. I was worried it was going to be like another year. So they had already finished filming. It's just
yeah. So that's something to look forward to.
I was curious about that. Didn't they list it like season 4 part 1?
Yeah. It's what, 7 each? 7.
Yeah, it's 4. Usually the other seasons are 10 episodes, so we got 4.
That's the perfect. I love how, God, you try and get through like House or something. The old shows that were 22 episode seasons.
Yeah,
8
like
to 10 is perfect now. We've
like Grey's Anatomy is like 24 episodes and like 24 seasons. It's like
The Simpsons. I mean, how are we going to even go? I guess at least those are 20.
Or soap operas that my grandma has watched for years, like fucking Days of Our Lives. They've had like their 10,000th episode and shit like that. Like that's wild.
That's wild. Young and the Restless.
Yeah, that type of shit.
On TV.
They bring back characters from the dead from like the fucking like 80s and stuff. Like,
this is a great way to end the podcast. But are you guys aware that Stephen A. Smith has a recurring character on Young and Restless or whatever?
Shut up.
Yeah, he's like a doctor on one of those daytime TV soap operas.
I can't even imagine that.
I'm telling you right now, he's gonna be okay. All right, sounds good. All right, appreciate everyone winging it here. We'll be back. I'll be back in the lab here later this week, and we'll get back to business as usual. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the audience.